Hello everyone, I'm Jack Red. This is my thoughts on Resident Evil the Examples collection. I think that it has a better cover than the Metal Gear Solid the Example collections. But the games in there weren't better than the Metal Gear ones. The best game on there was Resident Evil 4. However, before I made this video, I noticed that it would have been hard for me to decide which one was the worst out of all three. Resident Evil Code Veronica X or Resident Evil Outbreak. I know this is a ridiculous question, and I know I could be shocked for it, and I know a lot of you will probably get pissed at me with the exact results after revealing which one has more of what I want. So, without further ado, I'm going to go over my list. Now, I wrote in Polaro for some odd reason. Only one part of the list is the one that's exact category, so sorry if it just sounds incorrect. I'll try to do this as fast as possible. For Outbreak, you basically had 5 scenarios, and each scenario was part of the story in the game that happened in Raccoon City. Well, Code Veronica was basically broken into 2 parts. First part being mostly with Claire, and the second one being mostly with Chris, her brother. Next thing I came across was in Outbreak you play as 8 characters, all of which that do appear in the sequel for Outbreak, even though that actually sucked. In this one, like I said, you get 2 characters, Claire and Chris. They're both great characters, I have to admit. Next up is, okay, I admit Resident Evil Outbreak did have better graphics, in my opinion. I mean, the graphics for Code Veronica weren't as good, or even as pleasant. So I'm pretty pissed off about the fact that Code Veronica came so close, and so it just upset me. The controls for Outbreak were pretty annoying. They could be frustrating, and they could be somewhat out of whack. And yes, I did take that word from the movie My Cousin Vinny. Anyway, there was better controls in Code Veronica X, which is the updated version of the game, or known to us as the complete version. There was basically in Outbreak, you could find weapons and you could build them. That I thought was awesome. Why isn't there another Resident Evil game that lets you do this? I'm sure there's upgraded systems, upgrading guns and all that, but why doesn't it have that feature with melee weapons? I always thought to myself, this would have been awesome. Sadly, for the other one, Code Veronica X, you get weapons and you get their and some of them have upgrades, so didn't really have much to offer there. It was disappointing. Next one is Tunnel Unlockings. You basically get a little bit of everything: artwork, movies, which also include endings for each scenario with each character. You get to unlock all the abilities, all the modes, all the character costumes, which in a way can be considered as any characters, even though it's one of them. Even though each one's like specific of each character you play as. So, to make it make more sense, your 8 characters, and you got a variety of all these costumes, which are serving other characters with their own significant difference, and basically each character presents their description, and that's basically them, which I thought was really cool. I mean, I would have loved for an Outbreak to happen, but after 2, no thanks. Sadly enough, the only unlockables you can get in Code Veronica were 2 hidden weapons, the Legionnaire launcher and the Infinite Rocket launcher, a mini game called Battle Game, or known as Battle Mode. Within there, the last unlockable is you can unlock 2 characters, Steve Burnside and Edward Wesker. Next up, this is the part I had to pay very close attention to. So, for Outbreak, there's 5 bosses. Basically, the 4th boss you have to play again, this time more mutated. Well, yeah, basically more mutated and more pissed, and he's a bit stronger. He didn't change a lot, but you could tell there's significant difference with him this time. And then there's 9 for Code Veronica X. There's you get to fight Alyssa 3 times. You get to fight the Tyrant 2 times, and I believe that's it. Oh yeah, I have to throw this in there. Outbreak is not in Karate One, not part of the storyline. The other one, however, is. So, after this careful considerations, I decided that the worst out of this whole thing was Resident Evil Code Veronica. I know a lot of you Resident Evil fans get pissed at me for this, but what do you expect? It's hard to decide which one was going to be the best, which one was going to be the absolute worst, even though we knew what the absolute best was. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was an awesome game. Don't get me wrong, I love that game. You get all these weapons, and you can even upgrade them. You can even get 3 mini games separate ways, which is basically there was some hidden parts of the story with Ada, and you get to see them in 5 little chapters. So sadly, there's only 3 bosses. Then there was Simon Ada, which also has Ada as the main character. No motion. I'm sorry. No weapons, dude. However, and it's a little frustrating. But the objective is basically get 5 samples of the Los Potus. But to get one, had to be Jack Crowder, the only boss of that whole game. Then there's my favorite out of the whole game, the Mercenaries. This is the second time they did the Mercenaries, but this time it was a lot better. You get 4 characters, 4 levels. Each one had their own specific bosses, each with their own bit differences. I mean, I thought this was well made. In fact, the original one, I mean this as in the original minigame they had from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I didn't like that much, and neither did my best friend Raven. In fact, he despises it. Anyway, one last thing I have to say is I went to Target Training in Resident Evil 4. I thought that was a nice touch. Help work on your shooting if you're into experience. To answer your question about did I play all of them all on the same console? Sadly, I have not. I played Resident Evil 4 on GameCube and PC, while I only played the other 2 on PlayStation 2. Oh wait. I believe I played the regular version of Code Veronica on Sega Dreamcast, which in a way counts, even though Code Veronica X is an updated version. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't insult me. I'm not in the mood to take any more crap for it, so. And yes, I am trying to work on how nervous I can get talking to the camera, talking to all of you, since there will be a lot of you watching my video, so see ya.